Bora lá. Que desce, que desce. Cara, essa musiquinha é muito Fallout, mano. Não tem como ouvir essas musiquinhas e não pensar em Fallout.
Entertainment and the latest from the front lines. Sponsored by Auntie's Choice, improving lives through unfettered free trade and unbridled self-betterment.
Ah, como assim corpo encontrado?
Auntie's Choice values
Dá pra
its
dar
employees.
TP pra lá?
You represent a significant investment in human capital. Without you, we would have to hire someone else at current rates
aqui,
and
ó.
greater expense. So let
Dá pra dar TP sim. Noble sacrifice. Nem sei o que eu falei. Esquece. Ignora. Às vezes dá essas loucuras. Às vezes eu, né?
Let's spotlight our new employee of the fiscal quarter, Security Commander Babylon Carr, for going above and beyond the call of fiduciary duty on Paradise.
Sometimes I get the feeling we're not welcome here, like the protector folks present as liberating.
Her thrifty investment in a single independent
People think I got
Falado errado.
because I'm
Outro lado.
They've never had so many flavor options for vodka.
Olha lá a nossa nave.
That's outside the kill box tactics. This is why Carr is our employee of the
Vai
fiscal
embora agora,
quarter,
cara?
and he is not. As usual, our quarterly winner receives a Galaxy's Greatest Ante executive mug personalized with their employee number. Non-transferable conditions and terms apply. Now, on to other things. Now for something a little
De boa, né?
different. Totally, if not thematically.
A animação deu uma resetada ali, foi impressão minha. Resetou o GIF, resetou o GIF.
Ah,
Opa.
there you are. I was expecting you 4 minutes and 27 seconds ago. But never mind that. I have a missive for you. Highest priority. Recipient's eyes only.
Massiva de quem? Sobre o quê?
All I can tell you is that it is from Arcadia's most judicious custodians, the Order of the Ascendant. I am not privy to any information beyond that. Oh, they did also say it was important. I was tasked 6 months ago to deliver it to whomever ship was at this landing pad at this exact time. Well, 4 minutes ago, like I said. All other questions may be answered by viewing the missive, I expect. Farewell, and as they say, may all your endeavors come to fruition.
Ok.
My system still ain't gotten the memo we're clear of the relay. I'm itching to keep running. We're damn lucky we got out in time, Commander. Just wish Westport hadn't been the victim here. Those folk didn't deserve to go out like that, Protectorate or not. I know what's done is done, but I'll have to sit with this. Sounds like your old pal DeVries was in deep with the Order. Now, I don't know a whole lot about them, but I don't reckon fanatical is part of their employee code of conduct. And as you've seen, that kind of loyalty can pose a real problem to everyone else. But we'll track her down before it comes to a head. Don't you worry. Fine by me. How personal are we talking? Couldn't say. I was in it all of 2 days before my graft started festering. Before that, I was an infantry medic. Our platoon was one of the first to touch down in Arcadia. I would have continued serving on the front line in an upgraded capacity, but, well, once the state of my graft became apparent, it was decided that parting ways would be best. My commanding officer, and the surgeon who performed the operation, I imagine. I wasn't lucid at the time. When I regained consciousness, I saw that my service pistol was gone, and a termination notice was in its place. I put 2 and 2 together. Law, that was a bad morning. Look, I knew dismissal was a possibility when I volunteered for the procedure. A successful graft is a boon, a failed one is a colossal liability. I'm a walking lesson in breakage.
A gente tá sua companhia,
Oh, that information is outside my purview. I miss my platoon. Most of the time. I hope they're holding on okay wherever they are. Huh. If nothing else, they'll have Ortiz to keep up morale. I know the nonstop jokes from that bastard sustained me for weeks. Yeah, he's tough. He'll be all right.
Parece que você sente falta dele.
Of course I do. Can't help but wonder if I'm missed in return. Anyhow, I would rather return to the matter at hand. No use dwelling on those out of sight and out of mind. Right.
Sobre essa gente desconhecida.
If this new graft fails, you mean? Then I keep pushing forward till I can't anymore. You didn't see me when I first got out of surgery and came to Paradise Island. The fact that you and I met at all is a testament to Doc's skill. But suppose if her treatment doesn't stick, then maybe it's my time to go. You can only cheat death so many times. You know that as well as I do.
Porque eles estão longe de empresa, de ficar sossegado.
Oh, I couldn't even tell you who that doctor was or where they're stationed. Grafting was a procedure in its infancy, see? So corporate liked to keep things hush-hush. Can't say I like the thought of it. Could have been cut open in the middle of a cave for all I know. I'd rather not dwell on those moments, if it's all the same to you. What matters is the here and now. Fine by me? Well, like I said, we were both in the same unit. Me as a combat medic, him as a machine gunner. Everyone in my unit was from Tau Ceti, so we already had that in common. And we served on the front lines, which made us look out for one another that much more. See, most of us were laborers, and we just got our first real shot at something greater. We wanted to make a name for ourselves, and what better way to do that than become a hero? Our onboarders promised that if we demonstrated exceptionalism, showed initiative, that we'd get promoted quick. And our days of living in squalor would be far behind us.
Nós temos não existia colocar os lugares mais infelizmente os fortes venceram. Deve ser por isso que você não achou.
It ain't like they forced us to join up. We did that on our own. And it said in our contract that they could send us wherever we were needed. Can't complain if where we're needed is in a trench staring down the barrels of a minigun. I reckon that's a difference in perspective. We spent a week crouched in the same foxhole under aerial bombardment. Shared water one sip at a time by the end of it. Anyone would have been friends after that. I don't know if I would have made it out alive without him. Maybe I'll tell him that over a beer one day. Praise him in front of the whole saloon. Law knows he's got a thing for heroics. Better than I'd feared. Only had to bury 2 troopers and amputate 5 limbs. I'm thankful every day that the Protectorate can't aim for shit. Commander, has your gray matter reverted to that of a prepubescent? No, we ain't, you know. We're friends. Nothing romantic-like. But maybe could have been, under other circumstances. But I'd say those circumstances have well and truly flown.
Ela ficou ofendida.
He kept me clear-headed. Every so often there'd be a lull in the bombardments and I'd hear voices all across the field, calling out for aid, for mama, for death. Almost got my head clean taken off when I tried to scramble out of the foxhole the first night. I heard a call for help and moved on instinct. Damn foolish of me, really. Ortiz told me not to panic, to wait till he could provide cover, to just shout first aid instructions where I could. It was too valuable to fall in battle, he said. It was a rough few nights at first, knowing I couldn't help folk who needed it. And the reward for that torment was my life.
Anti-Cleo here to address all the hubbub over these rifts. Arcadia's yaysayers and eggheads would have us think these cosmic light shows herald the end of the worlds. Poppycock. Rifts present point an opportunity, not a calamity. Once someone irons out their reality-rending downside, we'll be left with nothing but upside. I have full confidence that our lab coats and
Ou tu prefere o bolinho agora, depois do salgado?
will innovate a profitable use for them. Rifts could be
Que bom que ele cuidou de você, não consigo imaginar você fora da tripulação.
I appreciate that, Commander. In any case, I'm only standing here because of a damn fine soldier who became my friend. I'll carry that knowledge always.
The threat of extinction is the mother
Ok.
of invention, after all.
Bastante diálogo.
Now, on to other things. Next up, something reasonably peppy. Please consult your employee handbook to determine if dancing is presently allowed.
Tá,
The
lembrei.
following is a special selection from Anti the Musical, the all-singing dramatization of Anti's inspirational origins.
The other day, I stumbled into the right-wrong lift on the ACS Undisputed Claim. And who did I see riding with? The
Time to watch whatever it was the messenger had for us.
Arizona, do-it-yourself. Slayer of unlucrative bureaucracy. Highest rung on our brave hypocrisy. I
Ele
saw my
aplica mais
opportunity, and I
acúmulos de
took it.
queimadura e
I
recebe um
said,
pequeno aumento de
"Couple minutes
dano.
of time. Have you any
Que agora,
tips
caso
for
dano de
a
gelo,
bottle
recebe um
opener
aumento
who's lost on the
significativo de
clock?
dano.
See, I tried my best to urge her, because I rose before the merger with Spacer's Choice.
Consegue
So all full of
imunidade
confidence, I
para
asked
as
her,
coisas
"How do I
adicionais
find
de
success
adicional
in
dano.
Anti's Choice?"
Choque,
And
aumento de
this
pressão.
is what she said to me.
Enxerto nas costas ali.
The old corporate thinking will only leave you sinking. Listen, child, and take it straight from me. This term, self-betterment, makes you 110% everything you'd ever hoped to be.
She said, "Be the you that you would be if you were any better. You get up and go get her. Choose betterments or impediments. Improve yourself, enhance the whole."
When I first joined up with you, I figured Milver Street and Carr knew you'd do a good turn for our folk eventually. Thought if I tagged along, it'd be good for my resume or some such. And it seems all of us were right. That relay ain't a threat anymore. But one thing I couldn't quite figure out all this time is what you were getting out of helping us.
Para salvar sem podemos partir rápido na guerra. É tão errado termos úteis experiência no carreiro. Sinceramente, eu só não quero alguém que defenda a guerra ou alguém narcisista por aí disponível. Só a gente.
Uh-huh. I've heard that one before. Ain't had many dealings with the Earth Directorate. You and Ibarra are the first agents I ever met, in fact. But you get things done. I trust you. As for Ibarra, verdict's still out. He insults Auntie's choice a mite too much for my liking. But that's the Earth Directorate's company policy, ain't it? No, I get that. If you wanted to, you would have done so already. Look, I'm sorry. I ain't intending to get into any grievances here. Let's just say I'm a little dubious about the whole keeping corporations and corrupt governments in check thing. Ain't seen evidence of it yet. But maybe you're liable to prove me wrong. Anyhow, reckon we should keep moving.
What we say. I saw time for one more lesson, so I shot her one last question. I said, but I worry about reprisals when dealing with my rival. Suppose I outthink the bastards. She said,
If all else fails, kill the bastards.
Greetings, Agent of the Earth Directorate. I am Ruth Bassar, presiding Bishop of the Order of the Ascendant. At this time, I can only presume you think us your enemy, directly responsible for your colleague Augustine DeVries' actions way back on Horizon Point. I assure you, we were not. A splinter group was behind that heresy. The collective of scientists and scholars I lead are committed to elevating humanity by pursuing a greater understanding of reality. I believe our goals are not incompatible. We both oppose the Protectorate, and we both wish to preserve Arcadia from ruin. We can help each other. I entreat you to speak with Abbot Newell. He can be found in Golden Ridge at Matriarch's mercy. He will aid you in your mission, and hopefully, you will see fit to aid us in ours. Nav key coordinates to the Golden Ridge landing pad on Dorado are embedded in this message. Go forth as was determined, and may the plan guide you.
Well, who could turn down an invitation like that? The Golden Ridge, Commander?
Vamos, né? É o que tem.
There's no such thing as free advice, dear.
And now, a word from our sponsors. The stamen of a typical Arcadian Titan flower, or Colossicus arum, is responsible for dumping several pounds of dander into the local atmosphere each pollination cycle. Multiply that by the dozens surrounding most settlements, and the many other flowering megaflora native to the colony, and you have a recipe for gunky eye, goop lung, post-nasal flooding, and worse.
Commander, the nav key coordinates supplied by the presiding bishop of the Order have been verified. Landing in Golden Ridge is now possible. Additionally, we are also able to land in Free Market Station, due to the astrogator's progress with the updates necessitated by its rebuild.
Fine. Let us proceed.
Now, here's a song to take your mind.
Golden Ridge is located on Dorado. It is home to the Alexandra Monastery and Matriarch's Mercy, as well as previously being a center for mining uranium. The Protectorate abandoned it soon after the invasion, leaving Auntie's Choice and the Order of the Ascendant to fight for control of the area and its resources. Free Market Station is an independent marketplace, the only one in the system. It is called such as it was built out of a crashed Auntie's Choice freighter by that name. Agent Ibarra frequented it occasionally after the invasion. He said it was a good place to find newfangled gadgets and stolen prototypes and whatnot. Agent Ibarra prioritized your recovery above pursuing Agent DeVries. This involved disassembling and rebuilding the astrogator to allow the incognito to travel to your location. As the rebuilding process progresses, old nav keys may be unlocked. Unfortunately, most of them are likely not recoverable.
Okay. Dourado. Vamos mandar pelo menos nesse tipo. Da hora. Vamos ver como é que é o planeta dourado. Dourado. Ah, pera, como é que eu desço? Ah, tem um trem. Não. Não tem um trem. Tinha um trem. E qual que é essa estação, meu?
Didn't realize we were getting so close to the action.
We got bases down there. If one of them got hit, then that strike will be the first of many.
The plan can wait. Our lines will not. Good subjects arrive 15 minutes early to avoid missing their tram. Your patience is commendable, passenger. Please continue waiting quietly until the next tram arrives.
Wow. This station's sure going to scrap since last I stepped about. Don't think we'll be hitching a ride anywhere quick.
Ah, tá, só os pesquisadores que estão comendo e tal, não tem nada importante. Aqui. Não era. Não era isso que era pra fazer? Então eu não entendi. Não tem parede invisível ali, né? Cara, vamos fingir que isso não aconteceu. Vamos. Vamos fingir que o jogo bugou e eu morri assim do nada. É pra fingir que foi isso, né?
Think they make big enough.
Attention, passenger. You are running 21,027.5 hours late for your tram. Please be mindful of your departure in the future.
Por acaso o sacrifício é grande demais. Essa era a legenda deste mural montado com esmero por uma equipe de escultores no decorrer de 6 anos. Encomendado pelo próprio soberano para imortalizar a riqueza de Arcádia. O mural original foi considerado espetacular demais para ser confinado a um só local. Por fim, foi tomada a decisão de fabricar cópias e abrigar cada uma delas nas estações de bonde espalhadas pela Cordilheira Dourada, para que qualquer súdito pudesse sentir o encanto da verdadeira arte. Cada uma dessas cópias contém uma parte do glorioso mural original. Aí nós passamos a mão, né? Aqui, ó. Sabia. Eu sabia. Tá só testando.
Looks like folks holed up here after the fighting started. Guess not everybody was eager to take sides.
Day 206. Morale? Low. Condition? Feeble. Voucher mech. Watching. Always watching. Many have left for Matriarch's mercy, seeking refuge with the Order. The fools. Can't they see the Order is no different from the Protectorate?
Unless you're bent on exploring, best we hook it over to Matriarch's mercy and meet with that abbot Basar mentioned.
Further conduct violations may warrant notification of the Sentinels.
Try it, you doddering rattletrap. Such threats compel me no longer. I now answer to no one. I've seen through the lies of both sides. In time, everyone will.
Unwarranted optimism may be a sign of a more serious imbalance.
Somebody help
Please
us!
seek out
Anybody,
curative
please!
before boarding.
Finally, some help. We desperately need aid. Desperately.
Tô lavando vasilha.
My family and I, we was making our way to the mercy camp for us refugees. We were set upon. My wife, my son were injured. Can't move them by myself. I had to leave them just past this tunnel so as I could go for help. But being alone is even more riskier. The Varachnids, I chased them off, but they'll be back. Please help us. Ain't nothing I can do for them, but you got weapon and medicines and can get us to the camp. Please. I don't vary by my guess. She was bit on the thigh, high, like can see bone. Or maybe white means infected. She's screaming all the time when she's awake. Then she goes to sleep. She in agony. And my son ain't waked since the attack. Hurry, please. We must hurry or they'll be eaten. Or worse. Thank you. Thank you. This way. This way.
Deu pra notar que é mentira, né?
Commander, you're bleeding.
Ready to take the heat off you, Commander. Just stay with me. You might just hit the broad side of a flare. Come at it.
My aftermarket partner, run. 10 seconds.
Cara, que ele se meter com nós, mano. Ah, só que me faltava. Ah, tá, né? Ah. Tô achando que a gente é qualquer um. Precisamos de um novo plano. O plano é bom. Mataram um monte de pessoas burras e pegaram as coisas delas. É difícil falar bonito às vezes. Tomar adrena a tempo eu faço falar bonito fácil. Mas depois do adrena a tempo é mais difícil ainda. Ainda preciso de mais adrena a tempo. Temos que ir encontrar gente nova para roubar. É difícil lutar com gente da ordem. Gente da tia e gente raivosa da ordem. Gente nova é fácil. É só achar lugar para pegar a pessoa quando não tem gente da ordem. Isso. Esse plano novo é bom. Nós sucateiros damos conta. É só continuar falando bonito e deixar esses sucateiros que falam coisa burra trazendo pra emboscada. Meu Deus. Ah, tem ponto de habilidade. Minha engenharia tá em 3. Minha fala tá em 5. Vou botar engenharia em 4. Porque foi isso que a gente... Foi o que eu botei no início. Ah, tá pertinho. Achei que tá mais longe.
Think they'll notice if we jump the queue?
Another refugee? Just a moment. Allowing anyone into Matriarch's mercy unprocessed will upset the precarious ratio of refugees to aid. We should have an opportunity for placement in approximately 7.85 days, presuming no unforeseen alterations. Ah, I seem to recollect one matching your description set for arrival. Pardon my slowing your ingress. It has been rather hectic of late. Welcome to Matriarch's Mercy. Rule number 1, no crowding. Rule number 2, avoid the exclusion zone. Our seer has predicted non-specific imminent danger.
Perigo não me impediu. Sai da minha frente, seu plebeu cauteloso. Caramba. Vamos meter essa, vamos meter essa, vamos meter essa.
Can't say I didn't warn you. You need anything, talk to Seer Wiley. He's in the lift building, straight through the settlement.
I remember this place before the war. Functioning tramiculars. Peaceful silence of the canyons.
I can't recall the last time this region was silent.
My soup is nutritionally calculated to sustain all bodily functions, but it could use a little salt.
Reminds me of Tau Ceti right after the merger. Had to wait for my number to be called just to get rations and a comp.
Order to the entire Apologies, outsider. As a vicar, I am usually tasked with guiding non-order lay people, such as yourself. Lately, the abbot has tasked me with the education of the refugees in our care. You are, of course, free to stay to be enlightened by my lecture, but I don't need an abacus to predict your path lies elsewhere. Frivolous jocularity is one of a vicar's key methods for establishing rapport with lay people. If we gab a bit, I might restock my arsenal for witty rejoinders and quips. Yes, I reckon I do have my ear to the grimy dirt floor of Matriarch's Mercy. I hear what common lay people are saying, and the wide array of bodily noises they make. Suppose I, more than any other member of the Order here, connect with non-scienticians. I've begun daily lectures, including practical advice on efficiently planning their days. I frequently launch into extended orations on everyone's favorite topic, math, and meticulously expatiate on our sex origins in the most rigorously pedantic detail.
Não me falou nada sobre a situação aqui. Pera aí, é assim que você tem ajudado a trocar aqui falando com...
Oh dear, I got ahead of myself, didn't I? That's an occupational hazard around here. As I'm sure you've read in recent dissertations doing the rounds, education has proven to have a 13.7% increase in overall quality of life. I am single-handedly making a difference here, with constructive pointers on efficient scheduling, lessons on order history, plus some mathematics for a little added razzle-dazzle. Perhaps some other time we can debate the theoretical complexities involved. But I fear I must get back to my duties. These laypersons won't enlighten themselves.
Pouco narcisista. Egocêntrica.
1,068.5 pardons, but my attention is presently 99.81% occupied, coordinating provisions and supplies for the displaced. I haven't any time for idle chatter, but I suppose I can carve out a moment for urgent business.
Oh. Ah, ah, 350 não é caro. Consegue espaço adicional para granadas. 4.000. Pô, quero uma arma. Ah não, isso aqui é pra botar na arma. Aqui é a arma. Dá pra vender meu lixo? Tá, dá. Bom. Eu comprei duas. Cara, vai estar no cu. Lavou boa. Eu comprei duas armas, eu sou muito burro. Puta que pariu. Tá, paciência.
By the law.
Dr. Hollis.
Oh, thank the architect you're finally here. I've scarcely breathed while hoping you'd come. I am in desperate need of your help. True, but the Order's predictions know you better than you know yourself. Recently, I had a rare opportunity to ask the Seer for guidance. He told me that a dashing outsider would answer my prayers. I feared the prediction was a fluke, but here you are. A dashing outsider standing before me. Strictly speaking, it isn't. Not yet. But the math is very, very, very good at predicting what is probably most likely extremely possible. In theory. Within a margin of error. Anyway, that is the Seer's business. My business is the health and welfare of this camp.
Fallout 76, quando eu peguei ele de graça, eu peguei pela Microsoft mesmo. Microsoft Store. Nesse teu também não foi. Foi para aqueles resgates da Prime, se não me engano. Eu acho. Não lembro.
Where to begin? There are so many sick and wounded in Matriarch's mercy, and I have but two imperfect hands. I am but a humble general practitioner. What I really need are specialists, and the Seer predicted an outsider would find them.
Time to patch up one or two patients before we head out? I used to be a combat medic. A good one, too.
You also strike me as someone on the go. I need committed medical employees, not a freelancer. The Seer gave me a datapad with explicit instructions that I not read it, for my intervention could only throw probability into disarray. Now, take the datapad, with my thanks.
You're right. The universe does not orient itself toward fairness. But it's my firm belief humanity can do better.
All evidence to the contrary.
Ah, you must be the, Earth Directorate agent I was told to expect. Your punctuality is commendable. Allow me to welcome you to Golden Ridge. I'm afraid I've no refreshments available, but can I interest you in a customary debate over decidability? Sensible. Straight to business, then. The presiding bishop sent word of your imminent arrival. However, pursuant to our normal standards of compartmentalization, she was scant on the details of your mission. That said, I've been instructed to assist you however I can. So, tell me, what brings you to Golden Reach?
Pra essa aqui então.
Since losing access to the archive, the Order has been forced to limit its open exchange of ideas and information to avoid contaminating what few predictions we can still make.
We don't use that word, prophecy. Our predictions are strictly a matter of mathematical calculation. But in layman's terms, that is the objective. Yes.
The archive is a vast network of computational machines built beneath the ice of Cloister. Prior to the invasion, the Order used it to generate predictions on a vast scale. But listen to me prattling on. I'm sure you aren't here for a history lesson. Victor? Yes, Archivist Clemens. Quite the mind. Such encyclopedic knowledge of engineering. One could almost mistake him for an exemplar. Is he in some kind of trouble?
Victor Clemens, some kind of radical. What an absurd notion.
I must agree with my seer. I once watched Victor shed copious tears over a damaged datapad. It's difficult to imagine him capable of worse. And that may well be true. But our standard of proof within the Order is not normally met by hearsay alone. Victor's currently supervising highly experimental research at one of our labs to the northwest, the N-Ray range, beyond the invaders' front lines. Unfortunately, you'll need to go through the decommissioned autonomous extractorium to reach it. That path is less than safe, so I advise caution.
Você quer participar com as ameaças?
What business is it of yours?
Let's not be unfriendly. The agent's only curious. Obviously, Victor's work has something to do with N-rays, but beyond that, I haven't a clue. More of that pesky compartmentalization, I'm afraid. Besides the highly caustic Serenium River and the Mantisaurs, we've also received reports of mad cultists in the area. It does make me wonder why Victor decided to stay. Rift worshippers spouting inane theories. They began showing up prior to the invasion. The first sign of dysfunction in the Protectorate always starts small, doesn't it? Loath as I am to admit it, there may be some merit to your worries over a conspiracy within the Order, whether Victor is involved or not. As my predecessor would remind me, denying unpleasant facts is not good science. I would be remiss if I failed to support an investigation. No doubt you heard of the recent attack launched on that Anti's Choice base, Outpost Opportunity. It came from one of our facilities, the Zeranium Manufactory. But that facility is intended for research, not military action. I hate thinking an Order member responsible, but given the precision of the attack, it does suggest traitors in our midst. It would undoubtedly benefit both of us to root them out.
Respectfully, Scholar, given current tensions, should we really be trusting such a delicate task to this stranger? Would an internal review of our ranks not be more appropriate?
This is
Earth Directorate Agent is just a title. I'd seek to know who you are beyond that bit of headline. Doubtful. Only fools run around proclaiming their intelligence.
I don't dispute the need for discretion, my friend. But the presiding bishop made the determination to send the agent to us. It's best we trust her calculations. Moreover, our situation is growing increasingly dire. I can't overstate my fears concerning this most recent attack ending the ceasefire and reigniting the war in Golden Ridge. One more thing. Your investigation into the traitors takes precedence. But if you could also render aid at Outpost Opportunity on our behalf, such a gesture might preserve the peace. I knew I could rely upon you. Ruth wouldn't have sent you otherwise. Here, take this writ of investigative inquiry. It'll grant you access to the manufactory. Seer Wiley and I will conduct our own inquest into these traitors you've mentioned erstwhile. We can compare notes once you've returned with your findings.
We need to help with the opportunity, Commander. Void the act. He's more concerned with exonerating his own than with making things right.
Ruth Bassar is the first among equals of the Laureate Council. She will raise humanity.
Usar roupa pesada. Roupa gigante, mano. Fazer munição, né? Depois que compra pode fabricar. Entendi. Caixa de choque, granadas. Deixa eu ver o que é essa arma que usa. Choque, projéteis longos e... Esse aqui é qual? Consigo fazer. Não consigo fazer projéteis longos. Deu.
Welcome! Have you come to bask in the Order's knowledge?
Do you believe Arcadia shall ever return to how it was?
Esse aqui que tá mais perto deles. Dá pra seguir a estrada pra lá? Tá. Tem a estrada aqui que vai pra lá. Aqui é a estrada? Não, vou ter que ir mais pra frente.
Stranger, the Order bids you welcome. In light of the recent attack on Auntie's Choice, you may want to make haste to Matriarch's Mercy. It's just down the road here.
So it was one of our bases that got hit. Oh, I'm gonna be sick.
I can't rightly say, and that is rather concerning in its own right. It seems our temporary ceasefire with the corporatists may be at its end. Yes, this was an active war zone until recently, and now seems like it may be so again. Not quite certain why the attack was launched, but that is not under my purview. I'd surmise that when Auntie's Choice realized they couldn't get through our defensive measures, they wisely chose the path of diplomacy. Seems I was mistaken.
Well, it weren't our artillery that made that strike. I can tell you that much.
They must have done something to provoke an attack, which is why your safest path now is the one that leads to Matriarch's Mercy. The Order controls everything south of this point, but the rest is beset with various dangers. Zealots, scavengers, creatures, and corporatists. Well, not certain about that last one anymore after the attack. Yep, mad to the last one. People will turn to anything to ease their discomfort during times of crisis, I suppose. They're both unstable and violent. Auntie's forces call them scrappers, and uses them for just that, gathering scrap materials. Excessive abuse of stimulants has made them severely unbalanced and prone to violence. They've also been known to pose as refugees, to lure their victims into ambushes. There are several camps of them northwest of here. I'd strongly advise keeping your distance. The creatures are of the genus Varachnid. They are large enough to kill a full-grown human, and exceedingly willing to do so.
Okay.
May all your endeavors elicit expected results.
Tão perto da dobrada. Vou começar a frente. Aqui. Aqui.
I hope this does not turn back into an active war. This is the architect. I hope this does not turn back into an active war.
I get the sense you ain't too fond of Auntie's Choice. Any reason why?
Maybe on account of them being a giant, malignant corporate entity. Reminds me of the one I grew up under. And that ain't a compliment.
I grew up under a corporation like Auntie's too, Niles. You ain't the only one with a sob story.
Then you might ought to know better than to throw in with Annie's. They're just like those bit-pinching bastards on Triangle. If the Earth Directorate hadn't stepped in...
Well, there you have it. The Earth Directorate saved you, huh? Sure as shit didn't save us.
No, suppose not. But you've got choices now. Time for excuses is past.
Don't you look down your nose at me. Any sane folk would throw their lot in with the ones who helped them, not those who deliberately look the other way. How's your own loyalty to the Earth Directorate treated you all this time? I'm sorry. I didn't mean that.
Ela falando isso, sendo que não quiseram nem curar ela.
Someone there? Yes? Did the missive not play, or was it garbled in some way? Are you somehow struggling with coherence? If so, to be clear, Zerania Manufactory 7 presently and for an indeterminate time is in lockdown. That means no external transmissions, no visitors. Wait, you have a writ? From the abbot? We don't have any means of... yes, they said they have a... yes, sir. This is Factor Metadier. Am I to understand you have orders from the abbot? Quite convenient for you. I have no way of verifying without allowing you entry. Oh. Very well. Come inside and we'll see this sorted. Building on the left.
Yes, right over here. You're not getting down below until you talk to me. So, the abbot deigned to send someone whilst we're contending with all manner of emergencies, did he? Wait, is that an Auntie's Choice enhanced soldier with you? Oh, I see what this is. Stay back. We have no desire to escalate things further. Don't do something you'll regret.
We want answers, not a fight. And if indeed there's any retribution to be had, it won't be by my hand. Tell him, Commander.
Surely. Far be it from me to question the irreproachable prudence of an enigmatic caller. Sometimes I cannot fathom what goes through the abbot's mind, but your papers do seem to be legitimate. I will unlock the elevator so you can speak with Proctor Svoboda below. I'll send word you're en route. But fair warning, I cannot predict what reception you will receive. I expect your behavior will remain impeccable. As soon as I've seen to securing the facility, I'll be along straight away. We have a working hypothesis about who is responsible. Initial evidence looks rather conclusive. And we have managed to corner the apparent perpetrator down below. Which would be a good thing if they had not, somehow seized control of the manufactory operations. Our suspect, one Initiate Alva, previously supervised launch controls. Though steadfastly maintaining her innocence, she has also barricaded herself in the operations control room below. A move not likely to allay anyone's suspicions. Both of them? Well, one can hardly argue against thoroughness. I admit I'm to a reasonable degree pleased you are on hand to corroborate current suppositions. May your query yield favorable results.
It evidently originated here. Transport pod full of Zeranium. Blue outpost opportunity to knock the tinges and flinders.
So, has it been classified as an accident? Or...
Vai lá.
Initiate Alva, stand down. Relinquish control of this facility immediately.
Oh, my dear Proctor, you can't believe a low-level drudge like me is responsible for any of this.
You'd have us all believe you seized control to demonstrate your innocence. Wait, is this being broadcast?
I have no idea how this audio doodad works. You're the one in charge here, Proctor Svoboda.
Are you sure you didn't do something? I demand your unconditional surrender at once. Hello, Proctor? I'm pushing buttons over here now. Did I disconnect you somehow?
Emergency detoxification initiated. What's her name took over.
I'm not clear to speak with random factors.
Ah, yes, of course. Next on my list of lowest probability events, strangers sent by the abbot, gallivanting about amidst a lockdown. If we'd been able to communicate beyond our walls, might have saved you a trip. As I can successfully report, we have identified the responsible party. Oh, no, I wouldn't frame it quite like that, of course. It's less what happened than who happened. Initiate Alva, that is. A low-level subordinate, assigned here years ago. Her role was to launch transport pods of volatile uranium to collection points in space. Not at the outposts of our rivals. Those poor, short-sighted commercialists. A spy or turncoat, no doubt. A sleeper agent from one of those secret enemy programs you're always hearing about.
Gente, parede secreto. O que a gente fez? Isso é uma coisa tão séria, você tem que comprovar porque você acha que ela é uma agente filtrada. Percebe agora?
Within a beat of us hearing of the attack, Alva seized command of the system and locked herself in the control center. She then forcefully repelled several attempts to extricate her. 2 are dead already. Poor Jacobs lost a hand trying to pry free the outer doors. Why, she could destroy this entire place at any moment from in there. I implore you to stop her before she does so. I fear violence may be our only recourse. Whatever for. We've already established her guilt. Failed to see the use, frankly. I suppose some limited nosing about before dispatching her wouldn't hurt. Presuming she doesn't kill us all in the meantime. I'll be in my office. Let me know once she is no longer a problem.
Ought to keep moving, Commander. Ought to keep moving, Commander.
Now's not really the time for a chat. You need something?
Ought to keep moving, Commander.
This unit beautifully acknowledges your presence.
We're still in lockdown, so I take it you haven't shot the traitor yet. Failed to see the point, but if you must...
Tá desligado por quê?
Now, this is important. Would you describe the Varakni's closer as extravagant?
Cobertura de um diverso Varaknis morto por onde vieram. A área está representada após uma característica da espécie. Sistema de um artigo acadêmico que teorizava sobre como esse tipo de matéria biológica ordenada é usada para desacelerar presas ágeis e reduzir a vantagem que a velocidade delas proporciona. Ao evitá-la, é possível aumentar a probabilidade de sobrevivência durante encontros ocasionais. A teoria que vale a pena testar em campo.
When it attacked, how
How much viscous fluid would you estimate was involved?
I don't know anything about the fluid's volume. Thing attacked. I shot it. There's goo all over the spot it emerged.
Of course she's hiding something. You think those two exemplars just fell wrong?
Get her.
Parece ter sido variados. São 5, eu não tenho.
Oh, hello. A visitor. Who is it they're sending now? And who are you, dear? You're what? Some maverick for hire? Oh, no, I can see it now. Earth Directorate, yes? Like Commander Zane and that rascal Buddy. And who is that you brought with you? A friend? Ah, an Auntie's Choice grafted soldier. You poor dear. And someone else. Another Earth Directorate agent, I see. Seems sad.
Is she talking about me?
All this for me? Fear I hardly deserve such attention. This entire business is just a terrible misunderstanding. Oh, believe you me, I'd like to know that more than anyone. I am thoroughly unaware how anyone would think me capable of all this. Yes, that was terrible. I feel awful. Though technically speaking, they did kill each other. It was a scuffle. Their weapons fired. It was a most unfortunate thing. Dear me, I wish I did, but... Actually, there may be a way you could gain answers here. The firing record should contain all relevant details regarding the launch. Why, yes, I could unseal access to the records repository for you, and open the path leading there. I'd be right grateful if you'd have a look. I swear I'm completely innocent of this heinous act they're accusing me of.
Desse lugar mais que não vai ser.
If you need to hear me say it, surely. I promise not to destroy this facility with all of us in it. Was that reassuring enough? Appreciate your help, dear. Please return when you have found something. May the plan favor us against long odds.
May all your endeavors add to the equation.
Histórico, presidiário todo. O registro de lançamento consiste em várias instruções com marcação de hora e número exclusivos, usando a hora de lançamento oferecida pela iniciada da alva. Você consegue consultar o lançamento recente. A entrada mostra que foi direcionada ao posto lançado oportunidade. Você também detecta uma leve altura nos registros, mas não está claro se é apenas o tipo de papel ou um produto no processo de impressão. Olha mais de perto. Sistematicamente que a iniciada alva lançou a carga no posto avançado oportunidade. É indiscutível que ela enviou o comando, embora o cheiro seja curioso. Você não precisa de alguém trabalhar com um tamanho desagradável, os colegas acham que suas coisas. Instalação, você tem acesso total a todas as áreas e equipamentos, mesmo sua presença no nosso laboratório continua sendo, na melhor das hipóteses, uma distração e, na pior, uma causa de ansiedade para os membros do nosso grupo decente júnior. Como você sabe, até mesmo pequenas perturbações podem resultar em atrasos ao longo do tempo. Sou confiante que você apreciará minha franqueza e interpretará isso da melhor forma possível. Rede de lançamento. Pelo físico. Tem mais nada aqui pra ver? Nenhum outro registrinho.
Patrol's back, I hear. Don't see aunties being too dissuaded by them, though.
Tem alguma outra coisa importante que eu não achei. Tô trancado.
Our Earth Directorate friend.
Salvar o jogo, né?
Hello. I've been conversing with Factor Matadier here while you were away. Understand you've met?
Yes, they witnessed me rather discomposed, I fear. Visions of Auntie's choice reprisal clouded my thoughts at the time.
The Factor is less accusatory in his questioning than certain others, which I respect. Good manners cost nothing, I always say.
Troops now guard the entrance above. Our safety addressed, I have turned my attention to the cause of our situation here, and I have deemed it wise to investigate further. Do not let my position fool you. All within the Order are scienticians, and hence we seek the truth of any hypothesis based on evidence. The Proctor's accusation is no different.
Então, se você tiver dúvida pra alguém.
You suspect me somehow? One must keep one's eyes wide open in such times, I suppose. Now, I believe you had an update for Initiate Alva.
You've examined the launch records, yes? What did you find? I'd say they've obviously been altered, dear. Fancy that odor you detected, a sign of chemicals used to affect the falsification. Ah, but listen to me. What do I know about this sort of thing? I know I've watched too many Aetherwave serials. Suppose they fuel my fervent imagination. But still, even the most junior scientician knows the best explanation is one requiring the fewest assumptions. Ergo, I set the correct coordinates. Someone overrode them.
Não, mas quem foi só você acha que pode ter explicação?
Someone may be pulling her strings, perhaps. That's what investigators like you say, isn't it? Now, what you uncovered appears to imply two further avenues of inquiry. A Zeranium leak occurred moments after the launch. I imagine it may have been used as a diversion, allowing the culprit time to falsify the record. The overriding of the coordinates also deserves a look. Don't you think? Oh, I'm full of hidden depths, dear, but this isn't the time. Later, I promise. Anything you want to know, from my first science crush to my scientician aptitude test scores. Your affable displeasure is noted and appreciated. Now then, I expect the Zeranium leak stemmed from alterations to the control boards and refinement logistics. I'd look for any signs of tampering that may point to the culprit.
I can speak to the coordinate override, I believe. All commands are routed through the hub in central processing. If one meant to accomplish what you're suggesting, they would likely look to do it there.
Part of me would like to tease you right now and say, you're not very good at cards, are you, dear? But if you're still on the fence about me, I shouldn't want to tip you over. All right. There. I've unsealed both areas. With hope, what you discover will help us determine the responsible party.
I'll stay here and play for more time. If the Proctor sends anyone, I'll say I'm close to convincing you to surrender.
Had plenty of managers like Svoboda back on Tau Ceti. Couldn't take responsibility for nothing. Frankly, good job.
Over here. Ah, finally a favorable happenstance. After I became stuck in here, those organisms appeared, all hungry-eyed and slavering profusely. The door jammed. Not sure how. Worked perfectly acceptably earlier. Lockdown and my clumsy fumbling triggered a precautionary security setting. I can't reset it from here, and I'm not particularly enamored of being closed in. Depends on your level of moxie and know-how, I suspect. Let me think. You could try jimmying the door open if you have engineering expertise. Or, I don't know, engage in a routine advanced physical regime. Otherwise, the safety reset is in a wall panel around the corner. Though that seems a bit boring for a dynamic sort like you. Oh, then what are you waiting for? Should be able to make quick work of that door. Thank you kindly. I am decidedly in your debt. Anything you need? Anything I, a lowly archivist, can provide you, a heroic individual who is handy with doors? Of course. I am now able to breathe easy and respond freely. Strange question, but yes. All commands pass through the hub here. Through that wiring underneath that open floor panel in the back of the room, actually. Well, in my professional opinion, looks like someone rerouted some commands from operations. Not sure which ones. Based on the sloppy state it was left in, I'd say they either barely knew what they were doing or were in a rush, or both. I was in my cot doing advanced equations. After the explosion occurred, I rushed here to check my terminal. The door was creaky to open. I should have known it would lodge in place when it closed, but I was distracted by the disheveled state of the room and rushed inside. Works in operations, right? Always on about her stories. Wish I had time to watch serials and read all day. Well, that's about everything I know about everything. Let you be on your way. Well, on your way out, try not to be liquefied and subsequently devoured.
emaranhado de caixas com conexão e cabos conectando muitos sistemas de comando de instalação. É possível notar uma evidente formulação da fiação. A nova fiação lembra o modo como é iniciada. A alva assumiu o controle das portas do escritório de operações.
This initiate. Can't quite put my finger on it, but something's off. Like she's playing games. But I can't say I trust the Proctor any better. Hopefully a bit of investigating will clear things up for us. Once we find the perpetrator, we can be sure to head off any further attacks on Auntie's choice.
May all your theories prove true.
Vamos lá no outro então.
Looking a little woozy there, Commander.
Get me in! Help me out!
Practicing some battlefield medicine. Always crabby.
Ah, não. Vamos vazar daqui, vamos vazar daqui.
Knew you had my back.
Alva's been here for how many years?
May circumstances proceed toward intended results.
Something about that Alva doesn't square. And she called me sad. I'm not sad. Just for the record.
Não parece feliz não, Niles.
Ah, yes. Suppose you'll do. I'd been hoping an empiricist or assessor would amble by, but you appear reasonably apt. The Zeranium overflow venting has gone completely haywire. What else will this higgledy-piggledy nightmare of a day bring? I was ordered to keep watch until a specialist arrives. Might I entreat you to act in such a capacity? The control board to divert the flow of Zeranium is up yonder in refinery logistics. If so, I have something for your time and effort. Well, as a fellow student of science, you'll be especially interested in what I have to offer. We developed a pharmaceutical primer that, technically it poisons you a little, but also heals you quite effectively. Shut off the gas, it's yours. Tremendous. Why, this day may average toward the positive yet. May deliberate endeavors beget expected results.
Depois eu dou um jeito nisso. Como é que a gente vai pra lá? painel de controle permite os usuários atualizar as configurações do sistema de ventilação de acesso errôneo. Olhar mais de perto. As questões de segurança foram claramente ajustadas para exceder as tolerâncias declaradas, causando a explosão e um vazamento subsequente. Tudo muito estranho.
You're back. I see my choice in you was well-founded. Uranium overflow venting has returned to a non-haywire state, and my internal levels of disquietude have lessened along with it. With the leak abated, I am fully prepared to be peppered with queries.
Bora lá.
Now that you mention it, yes. I recall I was worried about one crisis, and my mind was completely occupied by this other crisis nearby. I must admit, I haven't given the attack a single thought since. I do hope everyone's okay. Not much. Keeps to herself mostly. Or that is entirely. Like all of us, she resided in the barracks 15 degrees to the northeast from here. You mean just after the attack occurred? I was in a state of anxiety at the time, and, well, I'm sure you're aware higher levels of cortisol can impede the encoding of memory. I am greatly grateful you were helpful and effective. Farewell. This card will allow you into our humble little research lab. It's right past operations, can't miss it, unless you do. The pharmaceutical primer I mentioned is inside on display. Yes, yes, I have had my fill of stochastic uncertainty today.
Tá. Ainda sem respostas aparentes para o que tá programando.
Always account for standard deviation.
É aqui? É aqui. Cadê? É aqui?
Dear. Why, we were just talking about you.
Or specifically, potential implications for a multitude of troubling scenarios, based on probable results of your investigation, downstream outcomes, and such and the like.
You know how the order is, always calculating something. But please, tell us what you discovered.
That you found evidence that the coordinates were rerouted is definitely something. Would be an odd step for Alva here to take, except perhaps to throw blame elsewhere.
I admit I had the knowledge to cause the leak, but not the authorization. And yes, why would I reroute coordinate commands away from here? I wholeheartedly agree, but her incompetence hardly absolves her. I'm sufficiently sufficiently certain our proctor is conspiring with an outside party. So I'm coming out now. She's going to tell me who she's working with. Then I'm going to kill her.
Wait a minute. You're going to what? Our investigation, it's unfinished. And you're an initiate. What are you talking about?
Oh, I see you two thought you were proving my innocence. No, you were helping identify my target. I'd advise you dears to help or stay out of my way. Proctor Svoboda needs to pay for her actions.
Você não sabe que era culpado e você não tá contando tudo.
Yes, I concur. That may be the only part of this that seems certain. You are far more capable than some back manufactory button pusher. Who are you, really?
I am a dedicated agent of the Order, but no, dear. My name is not Miriam Alva. I am Marisol Delgado, formerly of the Department of Preemptive Causal Redirection.
That group was just a story to scare novice scienticians. Next, you're going to be telling me you're... Wait. It is you, isn't it? The one they called the endpoint.
Não entendi nada disso, isso é bom pra esse ponto final, Delgado. Agora, pera aí, faz quanto tempo que você transfere esse ponto final?
I arrived decades ago to lie low after a difficult assignment. More than that, I have nothing to speak on at present.
The rumors about your department. They said anyone who might delay the equation being solved disappeared. If there are any hints of truth to that, I find it severely at odds with Order tenets for balancing efficiency with humanity.
This is hardly the time for a history lesson or debate, I'm afraid.
O cara até mudou o tom de voz dela, né?
Perhaps you shouldn't. My earlier endeavors were often disconcerting. But the truth remains. Whatever is happening here, I'm not involved.
That you are who you are, and are standing right, and have been here for years. It's all much to digest. I suspect your methods are not my own, nor the Order's, as I know it. And I fear your intentions for Proctor Svoboda.
Cara, a carreira de você tem uma massa. Imagino. Isso é engraçado ter resposta, mano. Nossa. Ih, requer fala. Não tem fala 8. Estou revelando que ela tá dando licença ajuda. Não me provas para determinar quem é culpado e não sentir quem.
It's sweet that you think you can stop me, but I'll elucidate this for you. At this point, you'll either need to trust me or back that worm Svoboda. That ridiculous little functionary upended my existence. For 20 years, I was Alva. It wasn't a good life I had here, but it was quiet. It was mine. It wasn't hers to take.
This would mean standing against a member of the Order. A mid-ranking one, at that.
As pessoas lá, você sabe que vai acabar morrendo se não impedir lá, né? Bem. Para. Espera um minutinho. Cortei. Estou jogando veneno no treinador.
I cannot be party to this, but neither shall I stand in your way.
A wise calculation, my friend. Good thing you showed up when you did. You saved me from having to kill everyone here. Svoboda has much to answer for. Let's go see that she does.
What's this? What are you doing here? Come to surrender, I take it?
After decades keeping this identity, your inexpert blundering has rendered it obsolete. I am Marisol Delgado, former head intercessor of the Order. This would be an ideal time to confess everything. before you die.
You can't possibly be party to all this. Not with her vast misdeeds so readily apparent.
Our investigator has definitively determined my innocence following a thorough investigation.
I don't know what you found, but any so-called evidence was likely laid there for someone to discover. By a party with years spent in hiding. This is all nothing more than a flagrant example of artifice and bunco. An elaborate song and dance from an admitted imposter.
Enough, traitor. You made your play. You lost. No more deception. No more lies. Time to pay what is due.
No, wait,
Thus concludes a thoroughly distasteful business.
Deu merda.
Yes, though I was aiming for her face. Little rusty. Best search her office. Someone clearly was pulling her strings.
Would have been nice to perform that search before there was a corpse in the room, but beggars and choosers.
Os apitos de sombra de nível 1 e nível 13 e aqueles outros dois apitos que mostrei pra você. E mesmo assim foi difícil. Controle de posição. Bloquear acesso. Lixeira. Vou esperar dizer que os que são completos. Iniciar a recuperação de mensagem. Como você sabe, valorizo sua sagacidade quando se trata de sua supervisão. Dito isso, me permito fazer a seguinte pergunta. Se alguém tivesse um colega próximo, um amigo até cujo selo parece ter diminuído e cujos cálculos se tornaram cada vez mais errados, que medidas você recomendaria? Certamente você deveria considerar promover tal colega, não é? Falando hipoteticamente, é claro. Aguarde seu conselho. Abade dela.
The terminal unsealed the effluvium repository. That's traditionally off limits. Ideal spot to hide something. We should take a look.
Perdeu agora. O elétrico. Os elétricos são fortes, né? Eu acho muito legal o Orsec é muito foda. Não sei como fala direito, mas é da hora. Vou pegar aqui um ferrinho, quer dizer, não sei se ferro é. Ferro crômio.
This space used to be brimming with runoff chemical sludge. It's been renovated, I see. Another terminal. Go ahead. You should have the honors.
Vamos ver se ela esconde algo mesmo. Não identificado, assunto suas ordens. O ataque no posto avançado tinha como objetivo reacender os combates entre a Primeira e a Ordem. Em vez disso, resultou apenas em uma investigação de ambas as partes e ameaças por nossos planos. Este é um erro inaceitável da sua parte. Eu esperava mais de você. Talvez devesse ter confiado a tarefa ao Luvino desde o início. Coopere com a gente, diretor da Este, desde que isso não leve a nós à saída, que novas falhas terão consequências severas. À luz dos recentes contratempos, deveria-se concluir que devemos seguir o plano contingência A467, mas instruções serão emitidas no momento que eu determinar. Realmente era...
The Proctor's efforts appear part of a larger scheme.
Eu tô procurando a chave do esquema.
Ah, of course. I should have assumed you had a greater purpose here. have some unfinished business I need to get back to. I could use help from an operator like you. Believe my specific skills could benefit your efforts as well. I propose a strategic partnership. You help me, I help you. What do you say?
Ajudar alguém com você? Com assuntos misteriosos, como dizer não?
Good, good. It's a little crowded here though, isn't it?
Niles, volta.
Sure, I could use a few ticks off my feet. Leg has been aching a bit. But hey, you need me, you know where to find me. And don't let that one stray outside your peripherals, if you take my meaning.
Excellent. Well then, I am quite ready to leave this place.
Eu ganho do de fogo e o outro perco pra grama ninja e elétrico. Ah, tá indo bem então. Vou partir pra alguns. Pera. Cara, eu achei... Eu não gostei dessas armaduras desse jogo, mano. Armadura. Não é leve, não é pesado, não é médio. Armadura. Média, média, pesada, leve. É isso aqui. Armadura. Apenas. Eu achei chato que não dava pra editar o personagem se eu quisesse fazer mais gordo ou mais magro. Não precisa perder de novo, merda. Só preciso de uma vitória pra um card.
I realize you didn't receive the most welcome of receptions here. Well, regardless, I recognize you've done right by us here today, and I appreciate your efforts.
Ok, capaz, pô. Tamo aí, tamo junto, meu irmão, tamo junto. Tem mais alguma missão aqui? Tá.